I don't want to review this movie. I really don't. Like, if I had the choice of talking about the Phineas and Ferb games, or talking about how excellent Final Fantasy IX is, or hell, even making a 15-minute video summarizing Mighty Magiswords would be better than reviewing this movie. But I don't think there's really a choice here. But yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say. Hey guys, Brady here, and welcome to my first review of 2022. Now, I'm gonna have a lot of things to do this year because, I don't know, I want to get back into the jive of, having the same amount of energy, because you saw in the last video, what I got for Christmas video, I didn't have the same amount of energy, but now I do, thankfully, because I'm back into the groove, like Toe Jam and Earl, in that one video game that nobody played, except me. So, this is a movie review, as you could no doubt tell. Some of my most popular videos of all time are movie reviews, and one of them is Rabbids Rumble, a review of Rabbids Rumble is one of my most popular videos, about 100 views or so, and the Outright Games video is about to hit 1,000. Awesome stuff. But let's get to the topic. You're gonna hate me for this, but I'm not the biggest fan of SpongeBob. Okay, listen to me. We all know how SpongeBob failed in some senses. Some aspects and other aspects, SpongeBob is not the best cartoon. I'm just going to say that right now. It's not the greatest cartoon of all time. It's not the greatest animation, not the greatest voice acting, not the greatest stories. It's classic, don't get me wrong. It's one of the more... It's what helped put Nickelodeon on the map. Don't worry. I can respect that. In fact, I think that Loud House is a bit more insufferable, but, SpongeBob's a bit more classic. The first 3 seasons, gold. The next few seasons after that, pure garbage. Well, some seasons are... I liked some episodes of Season 8, but after that, it just kind of gone to shit. Now, in terms of other forms of media that isn't the cartoon, like, fruit snacks and all that, fruit by the foot, or juice boxes, he's on everything, or something like that, and even video games. Battle for Bikini Bottom, one of the greatest platformers of the GameCube era. I played it, it's great stuff. I played the remaster of it. That's beside the point. In terms of movies, however, he did have one successful one just simply called The SpongeBob SquarePants Movie, which I believe released in around the early 2000s, or 2005, or 2004, or something like that. Hey, 2004, that's the year I was born. But, in terms of other films, he's only had 2 sequels. One of which is Sponge on the Run, and we all know how bad that film was. Admittedly, the only good thing about the movie is the animation. And that's it. But you can watch Alpha J Show's video on that movie if you want to. However, there's one other film that I actually proclaim to be worse than Sponge on the Run. And I mean that in the most incredible certainty. And, okay, it's not worse than Barnyard. That's for sure. But today, we're going to talk about SpongeBob the Movie 2, Sponge Out of Water. I hate this movie. I friggin' hate it. Like, oh my god. I just wanted to get that out there. But, that's beside the point. So, this movie brings back so many terrible memories. I saw this fricker in the theaters, for crying out loud. Not when it first came out. Probably, like, a few years after. No, not a few years. Sorry. By the end of 2015, it was practically out of the theaters. Thankfully, it had to Blu-ray and DVDs and all that jazz. However, I saw it in the theaters a few weeks after it came out. My parents suffered through it because it's SpongeBob. You don't really watch SpongeBob when you're an adult, or even as a 17-year-old man, soon to be 18. Happy day to me. I don't like this. I really friggin' don't like this movie. If you can no doubt tell by the box art. And let me quote this thing on the back of the box. The best family film of the year by R.C. Samo. I say to R.C. Samo, you are full of garbage. Suck it. Dude, literally, best family film of the year? Inside Out came out the exact same year as this. And I would consider that the best family film, despite it being sadistic and all. Kingsman: The Secret Service came out the same year as this. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this movie. No doubt about it. I remember so many things to the point where I could just review it. Much like Nut Job and Barnyard before it, I can review it because I just generally know a few things about it or even remember a few things. I saw this movie like 5 times. I saw it the same amount of times that I did the Angry Birds movie. So that must be about 6. And Space Jam I've seen like 7. So we're good. I got nothing else to say. Let's just go ahead and talk about it. Anyways, so the movie, how does the movie start off? It starts out panning over the sea. It's acting all epic to keep your attention. When in actuality, it can't keep your attention. It's SpongeBob. So dumb. Until we see the island from the SpongeBob intro, and we zoom in onto it, revealing that it actually is a jungle. Which kind of makes you wonder, those 2 big trees, how big are they actually? That's a conspiracy theory that I would like solved right friggin' now. But I'm not going to do that for myself, because you guys can do that yourself too. We see this pirate entering through the jungle, slashing away with like a swashbuckling swoop swimming, and gets past all the booby traps and all that, and avoids all the traps, exactly. All the booty traps. Dang it, Goonies, you're so funny. And guess who the pirate's played by? The one and the only, none other than the master of all things that are stupid. Freaking Antonio goddamn Banderas. A guy that exclusively does children's movies. You know, Antonio Banderas. Puss in Boots. Zorro. The guy who banged Angelina Jolie in a friggin' self-proclaimed incredible sex scene. The little kiddies are totally not going to get that because they don't know what sex is. Wait until you get to middle school, you'll find out eventually. But anyways, you see that he's trying to steal this book, and he's just like, "What's that? Take the book? Okay." And he takes it out of the skeleton captain, but the skeleton captain wants to fight because CGI. And then the pirate's just like, "All right, rough him up, skinny, you don't scare me," or something like that, and he uppercuts him back to his pirate ship, where we then see the seagulls, the annoying seagulls, who sing the SpongeBob theme. And he hates singing birds. The pirate? Yeah. I'm just going to call him the pirate. And Pirate Banderas, there you go. So Pirate Banderas, apparently has skeleton birds locked up in a cage because he really does hate singing birds, literally. So he tells the seagulls, a story about the one and only Spingleblab, or SpongeBob SquarePants, played of course by Tom Kenny, the legendary voice actor that we all know and love. Much respect to you, Tom. Good stuff. So they're telling him all of his interests, who he likes, who he dislikes. He likes Patrick, he likes Gary, he likes Krabby Patty fry cooking, jellyfishing with Patrick, and all of that stuff. We also get to learn about Plankton and how the chum bucket has, he's just like, "Nobody ate there because the food was really bad." And then Plankton comes out and he's like, "No, is that really necessary?" To be fair, you are kind of right. But we get past a few of the... apparently, there's like a Saving Private Ryan-esque scene where it's just like they're going to war with the chum bucket, and Mr. Krabs is the commander. He's just like, "Bend the doors! Lock it all down!" Or something like that. God bless you, Clancy Brown. Poor soul. And so, Plankton tries to use a tank, an airplane, a giant robot to go steal the Krabby Patty secret formula, and eventually he does do that, but for some reason Pirate Banderas decides to change the story, and he would have the secret formula, and disappears. Poof! After that, nothing is heard of it. But apparently, in the lore of Bikini Bottom, they just can't live without the Krabby Patty secret formula. Because apparently, if they don't live without it, there will be a complete breakdown of social order. Meaning it'll turn into the apocalypse. So yes, and it eventually does turn into the apocalypse. And apparently, Pirate Banderas is like, bam, story ends, done, credits. But nope, we have a few more hours to spend. But that's beside the point. So they go through the story. I'm having a hard time explaining this because this is freaking SpongeBob. But let's get to one of the important parts. Apparently, SpongeBob and Plankton team up to go into the chum bucket to steal the key, and stuff. And they have a secret mission, and SpongeBob plays the tiniest piano in the world, being like, which is a shot from the trailer, which I will admit that was a very interesting, very silly shot. But they eventually do escape in a giant floating bubble. Oh, by the way, for the record, the entirety of Bikini Bottom hates them, and so does Patrick. Yeah. Oh my god, my brain's hurting just explaining this. That's beside the point. So what happens? After that, they run away from Bikini Bottom on top of a hill. Then they eventually find this taco shack, apparently, and they have this photo booth, and they try to steal Karen and take it to the photo booth so they could turn the photo booth into a time machine. Okay, and then they meet Bubbles, the talking dolphin, and apparently he's the lord of all time and space. And his voice kind of reminds me of David Bowie in Labyrinth. Even though I've never seen Labyrinth, but I want to. So they go back in time, angering Bubbles the dolphin, and they are like, in order to save the world, you gotta go to the surface, which they've done that before in the episode Pressure, I think, where they literally turn into a crab, a sponge, a squid, and a star. Typical stuff, right? Who remembers that episode? I do. So they go through the blowhole of Bubbles. Not to be confused with Bubbles for Powerpuff Girls. Oh my god, I just gagged in my mouth. That is a very stupid name, by the way. And they get blown out into the real world, and they turn into CGI. Hollywood! But that's beside the point. Sorry, the camera's kind of screwing up on me. Damn it. But they gotta go on a rescue mission to save the day, and apparently Pirate Banderas opens a burger shop, a food truck in a sense, where he sells Krabby Patties, and apparently it does super well, and it's like, wow, what's all these things, bro? Or something like that, and apparently they exist in a timeline where nobody knows who SpongeBob is. Oh my god, that's so dumb! Even the kids don't know who he is. And apparently, for those who don't know this, apparently there was a deleted scene where Slash, the guitarist guy with the long hair and the glasses and the hat and whatnot, I don't know if it's Thrash or Slash. Yeah, it's Slash. He was apparently in the trailer, not in the real movie. Wowza. What a big twist. So they get banned to Pelican Island to get eaten alive. And Squidward inks himself. Get it? It's funny. Oh, I'm crying. Whatever. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the weirdest part about the whole movie. Plankton goes into SpongeBob's head, and he has a dream. SpongeBob has a dream, more importantly. And Plankton gets sucked into this candy, cotton, crap-tastic, horrifying fever dream from SpongeBoy. And a rainbow calls Plankton Daddy. I'm not sleeping tonight, guys. Pray for me. But back to the actual plot. So SpongeBob apparently saved a piece of no, it's Sandy. Sandy saved a piece of paper, And SpongeBob decides to rewrite the story. And he writes down the plot to Avengers Age of Ultron, which I think came out the same year as this movie. Because, they turn into the Avengers. At the end of the day, I just want to die. Just kidding. So SpongeBob becomes Invincibubble, and Patrick becomes Mr. Super Awesomeness. Okay, well, to be fair, that makes me giggle on the inside, but it's not as funny as that. Sir Pinch-A-Lot is Mr. Krabs. Sour Note is Squidward, and Sandy turns into a real squirrel. That's horrifying, and I hate it. And later on, Plankton turns into Plankton. Get it? It's funny! So they go back as the Avengers to save the day. Like the Avengers do! It's just like, prepare to get some serious ass-kicking here. Really? You couldn't say the A word? Ass? It's a kid's movie. Let them do shit. But it's just like, and Patrick apparently calls upon the power of ice cream all over the world, but he eats the ice cream and that's it. And then SpongeBob's just like, maybe we should have picked a better superpower for you, Patrick. You know what? He actually kind of has a good point. What if Patrick had the power of... Yeah, we can't come up with anything for Patrick. He just likes food and that's it. But Pirate Banderas escapes in his monster truck style pirate ship, and they chase him down epic chase style. Still a better chase scene than Nutjob, that's for sure. Which I will admit, there is one clever thing in this movie. Patrick uses SpongeBob as a hoverboard, and he blows out bubbles from his bubble head on top of it. Bubble blowing head on top, whatever. You get the idea. Oh my god, I need to end this review quick. It's only 17 minutes. Oh my god. Woo! So they fight back, but he has cannons, so he's just like... And as the cannons go through SpongeBob's bubble wand, it's just like, whoop! And then they go into the bubbles, and he has fun with that, because it's an interesting idea. And then Patrick pops a bubble, and it's just like... And then it squashes his face, and I'm just like, okay, Patrick's dead, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I don't know. And of course they have the suspenseful moments and garbage. But Plankton comes to save the day, because Plankton apparently is a good guy now. And so they send Pirate Banderas off to the island where he belongs. And it's time for them to head back to Bikini Bottom. But Squidward doesn't want to leave, because he's just like, are you out of your panty flipping mind? I'm never leaving this place. I mean, look at me. I'm a god. And then, I don't know, they go back to Bikini Bottom, living happily ever after. But apparently that's not the end of the movie. What about Pirate Banderas? What about him? Well, apparently he's just like, yes, you can go ahead and sing the SpongeBob theme song. And it's just like, are you ready, kids? And he's just like, I think there's some cotton in my ears or something. I can't hear you. Or something. Banderas talks like a freaking Scottish prig. Until we find out that apparently Pirate Banderas is Painty the Pirate. Yeah. Until Bubbles the talking dolphin comes in and it's just like, stop that noise! It's the worst theme song ever! Which you could say that for Star vs. the Forces of Evil's theme song, or Super Noobs' theme song, for crying out loud. Admittedly, I think Star vs. the Forces of Evil's theme song isn't as bad as people says it is. In fact, it's kind of catchy in a sense. Remember when in the cartoons that I grew up with, Top 10, where I said it's uncatchy and very annoying? Well, I think the complete opposite of that. It's not a good theme song, but it's not that bad. But it's just like, dude, there's like 7 million other annoying theme songs. Billy Dilly, Super Noobs, Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventure. Well, whatever. I don't know. And then they have a rap battle. Because 2015, And the seagulls are just like, we're in no mood to hear beep from you. And it's just like, they said a bad word. But luckily they bleeped it out. And for those who don't know what they bleeped out shit. You should have said, we're in no mood to hear bird shit from you. Jeez, I'm a cussing maniac. In real life, I cuss a ton, but on the videos, I'm limited to cussing. But I still cuss. Crap. Whatever. And so they sing this theme song, and Bubbles is just like, you know what? That wasn't that bad. Jimmy Neutron's theme song and My Life as a Teenage Robot's theme song are better than SpongeBob. Ah, you get the idea. Overall, what do I think of the movie? It's still bad. I will admit, it's very bad. I think this movie's got like 87% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is complete bullshit. I do not oblige to that. I completely disagree. This movie deserves at least 37. Why do you do this to me? I saw you 5 times. Get out of my subconscious. But likewise, aside from that, don't watch this movie. Watch the first one and leave it at that. Because this movie ain't canon. It's not canon in any way. Nor is Sponge on the Run. I don't think Sponge on the Run is canon. Aside from Camp Coral. Everybody likes Camp Coral, right? God, my face is getting red. But, you know, the movie is atrocious. It's got mediocre CG at best. It's pure Avengers without even trying to be Avengers. They don't even have a Avengers-related theme song. They have a very stupid song made specifically for the movie, sung by Rasta people. This movie is god-awful. And if I ever see this movie again, I will cry on the inside. But thankfully, I'm watching a good animated movie this month. It's Curious George the movie. I don't even know why I'm watching it, but I'm having a fun time with it. I'm having a better time than I am with this. But whatever. End of review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So, I'm sorry if this review ruined your childhood. I mean, then again, trust me when I say this, Cat Icarus has hurt my childhood more than I'm trying to hurt your childhood. I've done worse to you guys. Nut Job, Angry Birds movie, Barnyard, any of those ring a bell? How Murray Saves Christmas? Nobody grew up with How Murray Saves Christmas. But, yeah, that movie sucked. But thankfully, we can move on to a game review coming out on the 3rd of February. I already have the idea planned. I know when to release it, and I'm going to release it hard. So, yeah. Catch you guys later. And I gotta do things. See ya. Sayonara, peeps. Take care.